All right, folks, back on the Bossman show here with Georgia State assistant coach Danny Peters. Played ball at Ohio State, coached in Arizona, Ball State now with Xavier, now with Georgia State in here in Atlanta. Danny, what's up, man? How you doing, brother?
I'm doing well. Excited to be back in school and see our guys and be back here in Atlanta.
I hear that, Danny. Let me ask you this, man. Think about the opportunity to come down here with Coach Jonas, man, and his vision for this program. I know you're coach together at Xavier last year, winning the
Mhm.
NIT, man. So tell me about that experience with him and what decided to make you want to come down to the ATL and coach the Georgia State Panthers, knowing this is a high power program that's a lot of tradition over the years.
First, you always want to work with good people, and I've been fortunate enough as a coach's son to be around college basketball my entire life. I think if you put me in a 9 to 5 job situation with weekends off, I wouldn't know what to do with myself. So, I've had been fortunate to been around a lot of high quality people and high quality coaches, and instantly myself and Jonas, I remember my interview at Xavier, we got breakfast at this little spot near campus and we just clicked right away. And it's just been just kind of easy moving since then. We worked really well together. We had a blast last year, even though it didn't work out with results until the end. And when he got this opportunity, for me, I felt like one coming with a good friend and somebody that knew what they were doing, that I believed in, that knew me, that believed in me, was the first step. And then second, I've been all over the country. I've recruited nationally. I've never recruited this area though of the country, and I wanted to add that to kind of what I already had. And with Jonas's connections, I felt like it would be a good transition to kind of get myself in the door where he could help me meet those people as well.
No doubt, man. And I know you've probably been to the Peach Jam and Lake Point, and I know you've been in probably for those things like that. But talk about this being in Atlanta for the last few months, meeting the people Jones knows and
Mhm.
seeing the vibe here with all the great talent we have right in our backyard here in Atlanta and in the state of Georgia all together.
Yep. I'd say one of the things that really stands out is the community, the basketball community, grassroots, whatever it may be. They want to help Georgia State, and it's not fluff. You get some like, yeah, yeah, I want to help you. It's not like that. Like they want to go above and beyond for Georgia State, and obviously with Jonas's history and upbringing in this area, they know he's one of them. They look out for each other, and they want to help him because I think when they see him succeed, it's like a version of themselves almost, and it's pretty cool to see and be a part of.
No doubt, man. Let me ask you how's the food been here in Atlanta, man, since you've been here, man?
I'm not the guy to ask for that. I'm pretty. I know what I only go to the same three places. I'm like a robot. I get the same order. No,
So once you find something you like, that's all you're gonna go
yeah,
with.
it's
You
Chipotle.
good.
I'm Chipotle. I know what I'm doing. Just give me the same thing. Yeah,
I feel that
yeah,
Chipotle
yeah,
is a good spot. Though. I like Chipotle.
yeah, yeah.
Have you tried Taco Mac at least yet?
No, I have not. I've never even heard of it. I
Oh
stay in my
man,
bubble, man. I stay in
you
my
stay
bubble.
in your
When you come
bubble.
to when you come to campus, you can show me where that is, and we'll have a discussion about it. I'm not
I'll
sure
be
I'll
on
go
campus
there.
probably Thursday or Friday. I'm gonna come
Yeah,
Thursday or
we'll
Friday because
we'll
I'm actually
talk
out of
about it.
town right now. I'm actually out of town, but as soon as I get back, I'll probably see you guys Thursday or Friday. I'm definitely had to
Great.
talk to you about Taco Mac off air for
I
sure,
love that.
man.
I love that.
Yes, indeed, man. So let me ask you this, man. For you, I know your dad was a coach. And you played colleges yourself. At what point did you decide as yourself say I want to get into coaching as well? Because I know my dad's a coach too. I chose
Mhm.
radio over coaching, which he hates, but I
Yeah.
chose to do this over being a coach. So what for you? What kind of got you to want to be wanting to get into coaching?
When you're young and you're caught your dad, everyone, for the most part, they want to be around their parents as much as they can. At that young age, you think they're superheroes before you become a teenager. I wanted to be around him, and that was the only way because he just had ridiculous hours. And so I just spent a lot of time in the gym. And then, my vision of like my goals or where you saw yourself as an adult at certain ages or stages of your life always was kind of as a coach. And I played more because I was like kind of waiting to get into coaching. I wish I could go back now and flip it and just say like I enjoyed playing, but I viewed it more as a way to get into coaching than it was actually enjoying playing, even though I did enjoy it. So it's been going on a long time. I mean, junior high, middle school, even when I was in high school, I coached little teams or worked people out and did like skill development. So my is in teaching, so I really enjoy teaching, and I have goals outside of this to maybe be a college professor at some point in time, but it's always been there.
I hear that, man. Some else gets Danny. So for you, um, for the fans who don't really understand what assistants do every day, what's like
Mhm.
your role as an assistant coach? What goes into being an assistant coach? I know the head coach gets all the publicity, but what's an assistant coach's role like for fans who don't really know what you all do every day?
That's a good question. I get that a lot from my family. Like, what are you doing? You're not playing games, so like you have all day to yourself. It's like, no, it doesn't work like that. Jonas gives us a lot of opportunity to develop and grow. So, it's recruiting. That's obviously the lifeblood of your program. You got to build connections. You got to meet people. You got to work on your relationships. You got to know who kids are that are younger in high school, and then keep your ear to the ground about what's going to happen in the portal with the way that recruiting's changed with that aspect of our profession. That's obviously number one. Number two, dealing with your guys. You got to have a relationship with them. You just don't walk out there at 9:30 in the morning for an hour and a half or 2 hours and talk to them on the floor and then act like they don't exist, or you just never reach out to them. You have to invest and get to know who they are as kids and people, and to try to figure out what their passions are, what their drivers are, and how you're going to help them every day on and off the court. So that's the other, obviously, very important. Then there's other things that go along with your program. You need scheduling games. You're trying to market your program. You're trying to figure out your style of play. So that on both sides of the ball, you're obviously preparing for whatever opponents you may face as well. So there's a lot that goes into it on a day-to-day basis. But I think those are probably the biggest of them all.
No doubt, man. And also fans, make sure stuff does not get to your boss. Handle some things on your
Yeah,
level. Does not get to
you got to
your
put out the
boss.
fire. You got to put out the fire.
Yes, yes, indeed. Yes, there's some
Yep.
of this, Danny. Also, for you're not about the same age, but I played football, you played basketball. So for you, how was the game changed since you and I both was playing back into early mid 2000s? How has it changed for you?
Um, how has it changed? It is, I think when I was coming up, it was the physical end of the 80s, early 90s, mid 90s era of like just brutality, hard fouls. We always have these discussions, the barbershop talks about could he play in this era or not, just like the way that impacted the game. And it was kind of transitioning its way out more as a prep player. That was the idea of it. It was borderline combat on the floor at times, and then it transitioned into this ball screen genre of everything. That was kind of like when I was in college, and now it's turned more into spacing and shooting. I think the threat of the 3-point line, and obviously Steph Curry, has changed basketball dramatically. I think the thumbprint, pardon me, of the international game has impacted basketball just as much, if not uh, more, in spacing and shooting as well. So I think that's kind of how it's grown over time. And you see it in different ways in college, especially as the shot clock has changed and the 3-point line have moved back. And, you anticipate even more changes with that shot clock and 3-point line that could make it even more different than what we're already doing. It's when you're playing for 35 seconds like we had when I was in school, you could run a little bit longer offense. And I was in the Big Ten. The Big Ten is very low scoring. It's half court. It's older players. When I got out of there, I went to the Pac-12, and that's like the most high tempo, high major conference in the country. There's one and done after one and done after one and done, and it's not that old of a league. The styles are completely different. And as you look around the country, each conference has their own little fingerprint on it as much as anything else. But that'd kind of be the long-winded answer to that one.
No, you're good, brother. Like I say, I feel like this, man. I miss my calling. The NFL went faster with short with receivers in the slot. And when I came out, it was still that they wanted those big outside guys. Wes Welker hadn't made his impact in the slot yet. So I feel like, man, if I was a little bit younger, I could have.
Yeah. Wrong time, wrong place.
Yes, a little
Yeah.
bit younger, I could have. I was a place for what I was as a receiver. But yeah, man, and I feel like you said, man, spacing's been. I feel like Mike D'Antoni in the NBA. He brought it to the
Mm-hmm.
NBA with being in Italy all those years. Spacing.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Mike D'Antoni really changed basketball for the better, in my opinion, because it
Yeah.
went from that whole just having two bigs down the block,
All
clogging
right.
up the
Right.
space. So
Hard to
I feel
drive
like,
when there's two big guys down there.
yes, see, the college games has this one little difference I tell people all the time. You all can actually zone up. The NBA
Hmm.
is it's kind of a quasi zone. You can be 3 seconds in the lane and get out,
Yeah.
but you all can actually
Yeah.
zone up. That's why I feel like some NBA guys who are coaches in college basketball, that throws them off because we can really zone up. You can't just
Hmm.
in the NBA you got a lane, but in
Hmm.
college ball you can really play a true zone without having to got a lane.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now, Danny, I was in your hometown last week, man. I was in Cincinnati.
But hold on now. I moved 11 times before I graduated high school. So you did some traveling if you hit all of those. But
I hit one of them. Since Cincinnati, I was at the
okay.
Western Substance Open up in Mason at Kings Island. So I saw
Yeah.
the tennis tournament. So I was up
Yeah.
there, man.
It's a
So
great event.
I had a blast up there.
Hmm.
After the place is packed. I mean, it was amazing to see that. So I was telling you, I enjoyed that. Now, are you a
Yeah.
Bengals fan, or are you still a fan of somebody
You
else?
know, this is really unique, my answer. I don't really watch football for that. I watch Red Zone on Sundays. I watch Hard Knocks. I watch Thursday night football, Monday night football. But really, what I watch is I like to watch the organization and the coaches and how people like talk to each other in the huddle and how it goes. That's what I enjoy. I couldn't name, outside of Joe Burrow, I couldn't probably name many other guys on their team, but that's kind of what I enjoy watching NFL football.
If Red Zone is a great channel. I love that channel myself.
Man,
Yes,
if it was all year, it'd be awesome. It'd be
yes,
awesome.
yes,
But the
indeed.
strategy, the game planning, like that's what I like to see. And when I was watching the Cardinals preseason game the other night, and they were trying to get somebody off sides, and it just to listen to the guys in the huddle just yelling and screaming, I think I don't know, that just entertains me for some reason.
Now, Danny, I'm gonna tell you something. When you're watching the game, if you hear something like Rambo or Roscoe, that means go to the right. If you
Hmm.
hear Larry or Lenny, that's
Hmm.
to the left. If you hear like a word like Master, Moon, that means middle, or opposite, or stay. Kill means you got two calls in the huddle. Kill the first one, go to the second one. So you hear those kind of code words you hear.
Hmm.
Those was going on
Appreciate that. I appreciate
because
that. I wasn't much of an athlete at all, and then I didn't venture outside of one sport. So, like my food choices, basketball was the only choice. So, if you told me like what to do in football, I'd be like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
then if you come over and watch the game with my father is 82 years old. He has
Uh-huh.
legal pads. He's still taking notes when he watches the game, asking me, "What
Gotcha.
son? What was that play?" But Dad, I know the play, Dad. I know what was a man of zone combo coverage. He still does this to me to this day when I go watch games with him, man. It's crazy.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yes,
I'm
yes,
sure it's a good
indeed.
experience for you too.
Yes, indeed. Now I saw you was at Ball State. So did you cross paths with my good friend Matt Crenshaw, or did you not cross paths
He
with
uh,
him?
he came in. He came in after me, but I do know Cran. I do.
Yeah, that's a cool dude, ain't he?
Yeah, he's a good man.
Yes,
He's
indeed.
a good man.
And I interviewed Travis Steele. Um, he told me a story about Jonas falling asleep. Did that story about him when he was sleeping or something in the hotel? Can you give me some background about that story?
Man, that's between me and Jonas. I'm not gonna put that out there. That's if he wants to share it, you get him on the radio. He can tell his side of the story.
I
But
mean, it was funny.
that's between him.
Still said it on the air. It was funny. Still said it on the air. It was funny. Still said it on the air. It
No
was like,
filter. No filter. What says in the locker room stays in the locker room. That's kind of how you treat that one.
it was funny, man. Hey, Danny, man, it's fun to chat with you, my brother. We do this
No
again real
problem.
soon. I'll be out there cheering for you guys. It's y'all tell Coach
Good.
Jonas and myself.
Thursday tacos. I'm not letting you down on that.
Thursday, hey, I'm coming back. I'll be back in Atlanta on Thursdays. I'm coming up to see you guys. As soon as I
Good.
get off the plane, man, I'm heading your guys' way. I'm gonna tell Chase and I'm gonna tell Sean that too. I'm on the way over there. Let me in the back door at the
I
sports
love,
arena.
I love that. I love that. Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, be safe, brother. Talk to you soon, man.
You too.
All right.